The good old days are the best. Not to miss you, but na so we can talk. Last week, we been there. I be asked a question. Wetin we sabi about the history of Sierra Leone? And when I been say the history, I dey talk about the early settlers them na Sierra Leone. I dey talk about before even independence. What did we know, Sierra Leoneans? Sierra Leoneans, what did we know about we country? Because me, Triple say, the time when we go school, they not teach we about that. A lot of people can I say, the time when we been they go school, they not teach we about that. But make I take a pause first. Because I see a lot of people they comment about that. Yes? News they go around say SLPMB na Wellington tanker day on fire day. And it don't cause a lot of trouble day. We have they try for get the fact about that. We don't send we reporters then day. We go make we know exactly what thing they go on day. So you where they come, if you know say you get people them around that area day, you might want to check on them. Back to waiting we lay na table today. So after I say make we just get we own ideas then, so that I know somebody that will be listening will definitely go get something for say. So today, I want for bring come on board again, George Boyd on the good old days. Welcome, sir, on the platform.
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, anybody who sound at the end of the world. Me, now boy George, I don't come inside again, but I talk to now about the good old days and Sierra Leone and Sierra Leone history.
So you don't listen to we that day. Before we begin break and down, I just want to make you give it a nutshell. What you take off that program day?
I was really disappointed where I hear people they talk say they not teach them history in Sierra Leone. But the Sierra Leone where me go, I go school in the 50s and the 60s in Sierra Leone. I'm really disappointed for let people they say they not teach the history in school. From primary school to secondary school, history was a part of the curriculum.
And when you say history, they talk about Sierra Leone history.
Sierra Leone history,
the in-depth history.
The in-depth history of Sierra Leone history, primary school and secondary school. In primary school, why they go salon, go school at salon. After independence, there was a woman when they call A.C. Lucan. Educationist. He write History of Sierra Leone book 1 and book 2. And that book there, now I read that class 4, class book 1, class 4, I read that class 5, book 2. Where that learn about Sierra Leone become a crown colony. And that I read about Sasabia Lewis. And then I read about John Ezivio and Equino. And then I read about Ajay Crowder. Book 2, now I read about Madame Yoko. I read about the Hot Tax War. I read today about Kailondo. Look na Google. Now look na Google. Now Google and look na book Talabi A.C. Lucan. History of Sierra Leone, book 1 and 2. For class 5 and class 4. Now we use in a primary school. Then there was another book they called Geography of Sierra Leone and the Gambia. Where the one man they call H.R. Jarrett. Now he write that book in 1960. I wonder where, I don't know school na go na Sierra Leone. When we go secondary school, I read Short History of Sierra Leone. Where now a man called Christopher Fife. Now he write I crammed that book from page 1 to the last page. And I knew everything that from 3 I read that book there. And Sierra Leone history, it was vividly, you learn a lot about that book, that Christopher Fife in book. When I go class 6, now I read about the Ghana, Mali, and Songhai Empire. how the Mende then come out, and then from Mende until they come out from Mali, when they been suppressed by the Arab expansion and invasion, and then that book that I read about Mansa Musa, classics. They are all. I just don't wonder who school some of una go to Sierra Leone and say not study Sierra Leone history. We not get in a primary school. Why I go secondary school from one I did about all the empires. Like then I did from two. I did about all the revolution, the French Revolution, the American Revolution, and the Russian Revolution. Why I go from three and I do proper Sierra Leone history. Then we use Christopher 5. Because what we did from one, we use March to Civilization, book 1. Then we do history for schools and colleges, book 2. I wonder where I'm just surprised by the young people they talk say they're not teaching history. I'm really surprised. And what I find out for people don't know about Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone settlers, we are not Mendes or Timinese. Sierra Leone settlers were the Bulon people and the Loko and the Limbas. They were the original people. What make the local and the Limba that up mountain and up the hill? That because they've been attacked by the Timinese. The Timinese they invaded from the north and the Mende they invaded from the south. So they all go out up the mountain, climb up the mountain for protection.
So the original settlers then be the Bulon people.
The Bulon people and the local and the Limbas.
Okay, Bulon, local, and Limba.
Yes. Now them Bulon people and this one.
So who side them exactly been there? Who side them be settled?
The Bulon people they were fishermen. They were on the coast. When the Portuguese man and Sierra Leone, that the local man and fish them meat that put loco that area there. So then the Portuguese and the local then they make a call and put loco.
Okay, put loco.
You understand?
Yes.
Yes. And free town no mean no to be the man in that gets there. Now, when the British people in Canada, after they don't invade Freetown, you understand?
Who that invade Freetown?
The Englishman, the team that invade Freetown, infect the local them and the Chibga people and come out, the Bulon people and come out.
Okay.
So when the Englishman and camp, there were two notorious kings that Freetown. One they call King Tom, one they call King Nimbana.
So okay, King Nimbana, then with King Tom.
Then they make treaty too.
Okay.
And I got all the treaties. I got a copy of the treaties where they make and the money where they pay them. You understand? Mm-hmm. Then what was the Korea chiefdom? They make another. They signed another treaty and the Korea chiefdom in 1847. And that treaty with a chief they called by Mao. And all the money and the thing they would get for let them buy that honor from Songo to around the peninsula, part of Korea chiefdom. So when people talk say the Creoles, they buy those lands for the Creoles, the settlers, the British people, and buy those lands for the Creoles. So when people say Creole exists as Sierra Leone are true, that after slavery, then the Creole then comes to Sierra Leone. You understand? Mm-hmm. There were up in the provinces, in the northern part of Sierra Leone. We got all the small minor tribes, small tribes like the Yaluka and the what's the people then? But the Matinga, you understand? Mm-hmm. And the Fulani, they spread all over West Africa. You understand?
Okay.
If you go Guinea, Liberia, Ghana, all Nigeria, all the Fulani and the Matinga, they spread there. You understand me? Now after the fall of the empire, the Songhai Empire, and Madiga they spread. You understand? The Mende they're not able to fight the Arab man, so they push them carry down, so they cancel to Liberia and Guinea. So it's still the Mende that come outside Liberia and Guinea because
so original side the Mende then originates from.
They come out from that Manly area, and then come out campsite. Okay. They cannot. So the Arabs suppress them, so they can't tap now like Liberia and part of Guinea. Because they meet up fierce resistance between the Bassa and the Kru, so they come inside. And Freetown, the first Freetown was very easy for Salon was very easy for inside that side. So it's still the minute they spread now outside like Guinea, outside Liberia. Then the Kaisai majority of the Kaisai Sierra Leone. Okay. So you understand? Mm-hmm. So the way they come out, they can assimilate the tribes the way they meet. You understand me? The shape that's kind of isolated. The other half divided. So that means you got the Komende, you got the Kamende, the Pamende. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
You see, even
So
right
originally,
now,
what about the Timni then? Because don't talk about the Mende. The
even they
Timni
come
then.
out, they come Mali come. The
Okay.
Timni man, and they assimilate the Bulong people and the local. Boko local man and change their name to Toto Timini because
Okay.
Timini man, they will fight to subsistence fighting. Why is the Mende they be able to subsistence? They fight continuously, non-stop. See, many man fight they done. You understand?
Okay.
And because of the disturbances of the Mende people in Sierra Leone, now it makes so the British government, they make the railway for Kurt groups and go up life, affect all the resistance when they get against the Mende people. They go in barracks at Dawu, Akalau district. Because the Mende people are very, they were warriors. They are warriors. You understand?
Yeah.
So they go for pull Sujaman and come out na Bambara Mali. Then Bambara Sujaman and come out Mali for can help the British government for can fight against the Mendes.
So what do you mean this fight between the Mendes and the British government?
Which happened when the British they can't desecrate all the Mendeman and tradition and custom when they get.
Okay.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Then they went to all the sacred bush, then they desecrate them and disrespect their chief.
Okay.
You understand? And the chief them, you understand? One of the things they do were there against the British people. Then there was a chief with them disgrace one chief they call Cocker.
Okay.
That don't the chief Gasaya. They took troops them that train, Karangodi. Take the man, charge the man a banda for take over the man in land. The man make yes. Okay. The British people them bad like yes. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So the many people they were ferocious fighters. They are fighters. They can fight. They don't stop. Relentlessly they fight. So when people say that the man get free tongue, not the man get free tongue. That local man get free tongue.
So how then be able to end the trouble between the Mende and the British people?
Well, they make them go in barracks, the military expedition. Yes, then I will tell the government they load.
So now the Mende get for surrender. Say they not fight again.
No, they sign treaties. Okay, a lot of treaties they sign. Yes, they sign a lot of treaties. You understand? And some of the people and the way the people that will be the grass of the chief them, the British government give them a priority over the problem, so they make them can become more popular.
You understand? Any other Sierra Leonean tribe be joined the Mende against the British, or then be just left there?
The same Mende against the copy Mende. You understand? Because in the Mende land, you go come from a tribe, for you come up from a ruling house. You come from a ruling house. You understand?
Yeah.
You see, I want you Google the history of Sierra Leone for primary school, written by Chalabi A.C. Lucan, book 1 and 2. They were primary school. Then you look for the book of Ghana, Mali, and Songhai Empire. Those are the books they teach us, they taught us in the primary school. And I learned by Mansa Musa. Then you get short history of Sierra Leone written by Christopher Fife. You understand me? I don't know.
Well, I make we listen now, make we get the understanding, because these are the kind of things we want. But as right now, the one the way they talk so now history inside history, because them book and they to me, best of my knowledge, I don't think say any school gets a right now in Sierra Leone. So we hearing this now.
Even let me tell you, Alekam, even there was another geography book we do now 6 form with geography of Sierra Leone. When Albert Magai he write at the back of the preface of the book, Geography of Sierra Leone. The hardcover book was a very big broad book, Geography of Sierra Leone. Now it show you all the Boli land, talk about the Boli land, talking about the Placeva, Cassava, you understand me, Piassava. When we go school, the land we all the area where we agricultural products they come out, also they pull upland rice, swamp rice. We talk about all the districts, then all the tribes of the Sierra Leone district. I just don't know how Sierra Leone education drop. What would they go school? We got what you call
which school where you go? Which school you go?
I went to one of the best schools in Sierra Leone.
Grammar school?
My primary school, of course. My primary school, na Boxing school. I go Boxing school. I go primary school.
Okay.
Then I go Edwards and Grammar School, right?
Well, let's school and they
What
don't
would
even
they?
get them books here where they talk about now anymore.
Edwards School. Will I tell you something? What would they go school? Primary school. We book list. We book list all the price on the book then did it. You understand? When they take the book list out, like I miss I became and because I came from an affluent family background, and I carry the book list go meet me auntie. Me auntie, the total again the money, he pack all the book, give me and wrap the paper for bringing the book come home. What kind of host the people that they wrap their book for a school open? You understand? When I went to Edward School, at 16 years, I pay for all my textbook, my blazer, and my school fee. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
In 1994, England at £100. You understand? So, Sierra Leone education was very tantamount. But if people like come about Ghana, like we got people like come about Nigeria, Ghana, Gambia, all the kind of school at Sierra Leone. If that book, you see what they call Geography of Sierra Leone and the Gambia, like a blue book. You understand? Like a blue book where Mr. H.I.J. writer. A blue book. You understand? So me I don't know because when they go up, we learn about the 12 districts of Sierra Leone. We learn about all the paramount chiefs in Sierra Leone. We tell you about all the paramount chiefs, all the ruling houses in Sierra Leone. We like that know about Madame Yoko, Madame Yoko come out. You understand? But assemble all we write out, all this and that, all we know about that. Then one of the part of that book they say a slave boy who will become a leader. We will talk about John Ezidio. You understand? Look for that book. Find that book. Go to the Ministry of Education. If you don't follow, go to the Ministry of Education or find the book. So we don't wonder all them books they didn't a book list. You understand? So you see, and when you go to school, now the only time I not do Sierra Leone history, now they from 2, not from 1, I don't do Sierra Leone history. Because what they from 2, I do about the reformation of the churches. Martin Luther and John Calvin of the then when I go from 3 now, I go master from the Sierra Leone history. And for they from 3, you do lower Cantab exam. That lower Cantab exam, and then they prepare you now for what do the Cantab exam, the Cambridge exam now from 5. You understand? If you don't pass the lower Cantab exam, you are not going nowhere. So me no know. Let's say they pay teacher tell you for months. Then they pay a senior civil service servant 13.16 and 4 pence. And everything was in abundance. You buy one bushel rice, 2.10, 5 million, one bushel rice. That big bushel rice there.
Yeah.
And you know what I said that one like you know that man. You buy you buy 3 bottles per mile, 3 pints per mile, 10 cents. You go school, you get your voucher, you might buy voucher for if you put it on Google bus. The voucher will be 4 copper, will be 2 cents.
I want to come back to the early settlers who you be they explain to we. So we don't able for land see the Bulom, Loko and Limba, na them originally be the Sierra Leone. But yes. When the Timni
was invaded by the Timnis and the Mendes.
Yes, when them come in, the Bulon people then be get for the rest of the people that will be there be get for go up the hills.
No, the Loko and the Limba go up to the hills.
Okay, now then go up the hills.
Were assimilated. The Timni people assimilate.
Okay.
The Loko and the Bulon people then. You understand? But people always want to say that Kamara, when they say that Kanu or Fauna or Bangura, they are not Timinese. They are locals.
Okay.
People back down the history, they are locals.
Okay.
Bangura, Kanu, Fauna are local people. And the local name down the Samura. And one of the most famous local man and most educated local man where I so admire in my days coming up was a man called what's his name himself? High Taylor. He wasn't a doctor, he wasn't a lawyer. That what would they call up? If they get the Commonwealth will give him money for build a massive hospital at Bufield here to Chaka Stephen. If you're not going to hospital, you really well. But
That
I really want
hospital
to
is
happy.
still there?
If I did in a lot of that guest house that they make out the rent, it didn't get to Chaka Stephen by off my Bright Street area at Bufield.
Brookfield.
Yeah. Yes. By Chaka Stephen, all we rely. We call a lie to the hospital.
Somebody they ask say, what about the Cagbos then?
The Cagbos, after Limba, after Loko, they talk to Timini.
Okay.
Right? You see, those people, the Loko and the Limba are very docile people. They're not like fat. You only see the command and Limba man fat. Now, most of them people they can't dominate them and conquer them. You understand? I mean, they conquer them. They are very docile. And even the Bulom people themselves are very docile. The Bulom language are not extinct. The Bulom language and the
Bulom and the Shebra are not
language,
the same or are two different languages?
Now, well, it's a slight, they are the same people, but they get accent.
Okay.
So the only way we do Uba Party and Balunga area, but we are not the called Bulom. The only Uba also called Shebra people.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? But the same people, you understand? The only Obayana part over to Lunga and anything man they assimilate. You understand? They assimilate them and the local. You understand? If one pop local, Benembu, all that Makeni all the local. Check anybody they tell you salute history. I will go.
No, now we want for land from you, so we don't understand.
Go to British library, yes. Go to British library, you get all the things. Those people, those areas are dominated by the locals. Like the invasion of the Timonese from the north and the invasion of the Mendes from the south make those people they lost their identity.
So how Balbure in inside?
Balbure and local. Balbure, like it put a cost on the Timonese because the Timonese and then betray them. You understand? Area them then Benga. It was a tiny little man.
Okay.
It was a tiny little man. You understand? He was an illiterate man. He was not a big man, but lily. Okay. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
He a local man. But anybody says by Google at Tibinina, let us tell us say a lie. Me say a lie. And I'll show you books for show something by Google was a local.
So what happened with him and the British people then?
When the British people if you read that book that Torabinukani book, that land by Bible where the British people come, they imposed hot tax, the hot tax war.
Yeah, but the hot tax, what thing then they be there about?
The money every host for pay tax, they pay rates for help them for administer the area. You understand? I need to Bible and say, well, me now gonna be also I'm gonna be country, can't meet me country now, for can't take me can't put tax for me, I pay you money for that 1 shilling or 1 shilling 6 pence, but I'm a big component a day. For can me everyone for pay for waiting. But then the one and blame us because the closer that the fruit on them in the resistance for us, resist the thing, then the one and blame the closer see that the crew them go inside Bible. Let by Buge wage the war against them.
So the crew them be the pay because I want to understand first. The crew
they suppress them because they were suppressed by the frontier police. It's Freetown City Council.
Okay.
You get the frontier police at Freetown City Council. You understand? The crew them pay, but when they go after they don't capture by Buge, they fence side by Buge and host. They see some newspaper and they where they crew them in the right at the colony. Ways they say go them and they put them in they call interpreter. The interpreters then call interpreter. Okay. And I mean it's interpreted to Bible, which is the happy.
Right. Okay.
Yes. So then the witchman and blame the creator, they throw them inside Bible. And that same fete day, that hot tax money are the same fete the Bende chief Kailondo said fete.
So Bible.
Well, the Bende war it was very ferocious and more bloody that the hot tax war of Bible is young hot tax war. Because the man war, anything we look English, we sound English, we tell them English and kill. So all the people them they do business up with them, burn all them business, chap them, kill them. They have some of them have to run away.
What you say
You
up
understand?
the upper side?
Up to the southeast and the
Okay.
southeastern of Sierra Leone. That kind of area they Kadema, Pujaun.
So what?
I don't know. You see, I don't know. I can come out. So the first coming, because those in those days there was nothing like like Lebanese for people to do business up there.
Syrian.
After that, yes, then Syria man, then Coral.
Mm-hmm.
Now after that attack for the nine, because the white man and blame the Creole, they try for pull commerce from the Creole and put on the Syria in their hand. And that because of that, I caused the other riot what they call 1990 riots.
So wetin actually break and down small for we we understand. Wetin happen we make the white man they want hand over, give the C and them and push the Creole them behind.
The Creole, well, that if you read, there's a topic a level what they call the decline of the Creoles. One of the what one of the two calls the decline of the Creoles. The Creoles will challenge the white man. They felt out most of the white man administrators that we go Sierra Leone were not all that educated. There were not those elite public school dropout boys the way they said I could be administrator of
I
Sierra
want all
Leone.
you under, but the white man then cow the Creole them. Or the Creole and they
Yes.
find them way.
The Creole and the white man and carry them go free to them, but they can't study back like England. I mean, they say they can't study.
Okay.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
There was a Creole boxer called Len Johnson in 1908. You understand?
Yeah.
When if Papa go tap la Manchester, because he was a world champion boxer. You understand?
And a salon person.
A salon imamala with man, la Creole man.
Creole man.
You know, Len Johnson, right? He was a world boxer. You understand? Because in a black mixed race, they don't agree for getting the title. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So it was very ferocious boxer. So these white people they now elect the Creoles because the Creoles we challenge them, and because they found out say the way out of the rule was not just. So because of that, when the Creoles challenge them, then Gap when they go to study overseas, like England and go back to Sierra Leone, they don't allow them for work in Sierra Leone. They believe send them go up like Ghana, Nigeria, Gambia for work. And that's why they say because Sierra Leoneans they believe was spread as administrators because Sierra Leone was the hub of the West Africa. You understand?
Yeah.
So where those like a man like Bankole Bright, his brother was a medical doctor. The British people not ever make it practice in Sierra Leone. As he come on study come now, they said I go all the way Gambia, Nigeria. Fernando Po, when I Equatorial Guinea, I did them in day. If you guys like go Equatorial Guinea, they talk Fernando Po, they talk Creole, they come talk Creole at Sierra Leone. So right now, because some of we get family law what they did in those days. If you read a book called Consultant Boy, where you really say the man they will call you and get on cooler and all like Fernando Po. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So with man people in the way they're very, very, very vindictive. These white people, I'm telling you, they're very vindictive. They're not really talking about the action that they take. So they pull commerce the Creole their hand.
Yeah, administrative business.
No, commerce.
Okay,
commerce.
all right. Yeah.
Commerce.
Okay.
And then all the middleman for sell land and begin Coral left for sell bill, that bill that they sell, they begin to buy and produce. Government agent upline. Then again, the Creole and the Aqua did it back again. We made to do business upline. They're not be honest. They will overcharge the people them upline for what's for the thing when they go sell. When the Coral can, they waiting for when they go to the Creole, they sell 8 copper. They sell and 10. They can sell and 10 copper. They make them quick money and come out. You understand me?
Mm-hmm.
So there was a resentment between the Creoles and the Corals. You understand?
Yeah.
So whenever they sell this rest here, they begin they hunt the rest. So now the people and grab the riots for this year in 1919 and burn all the cereal shop. They call it cereal rice riot of 1919. Then blame the Creoles that we come out the First World War. So that they incite that first day. So the Freetown City Council, ever since the Freetown City Council was formed in 1808, there has been a contention between them and the governor. You know, you see, Sierra Leone history. We go for people. I don't know how people do not know Bokutin and where you're going to talk.
Okay. There is this other.
My grandfather was a medical doctor in the 30s, up in the upline. Na kono. You understand? When that the grandpa tell we say when diamond me, then na kono. We get in the council, you see the diamond. You don't make it a diamond. So my mother they don't have gun and they put the diamond around them. They call them moonshine. They call me moonshine baby.
Yeah.
They don't have gun and they put the diamond. They hope you hands, hope you foot stretch like gun. They put diamond around them. So the next when the moon they shine, so they glitter. 1933, and then pass law, so no for whole diamond. Then which man and then thief call it diamond, and carry and go. Never say anybody with diamond. So when we get one, when grandpa may get a man when we work with time as at like the dispensary, where we take the diamond and put it in a cigarette cup. The grandpa go see the cigarette cup and I can on a police. 2 cigarette cup of diamond, full of diamond. So this cigarette cup, eh?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
So
you
say maybe they send we people them go na the UK for go study. So when they what made them come with Frabe College?
Well, you see, Frabe College was established by the CMS, by the Christian Missionary Society.
Okay.
For teach people and for help them for administration and for later on they get the Methodist Boys High School camp. One camp for helping them to turn to teachers and do some administrative work and the Sierra Leone Grammar School. Now up region I think they build and force. Frabe College was like a continuation of those who are fortunate enough for fellowship for the grammar school, because it was like a church missionary society, CMS. You understand? When they built a client town.
So how people them from the neighboring West African countries then be the candy? Now that connection there, I want to get.
Because Sierra Leone was, I tell you, Sierra Leone was the main hub of British West Africa. Now Sierra Leone, people like go make Nigeria, Salomon. Now Sierra Leone, people like go make Ghana. Now Sierra Leone, people like go Gambia. Where is the long term pass we so now? You understand? That's Sierra Leone we come and the people like come out. Even during the Second World War, I don't know if that was true. I made to understand even when the German with their bomb in Sierra Leone, the king, they never pull the king from Britain, who keep on York.
York,
when
yes,
they call him York, they call him King's Yard.
Yeah.
I don't know whether it's true, but my grandfather told me that even that government will stay. That way we don't call state house. There's a tunnel between that government house. Who can't bust that government wife.
Yeah, be there. That story there.
You understand? Yes, because the hospital was safe. That King's Yard in York, and then the king in day, and we get people like women when they gather. I don't know what that was true. That's what I was told. So Sierra Leone, Freetown Sierra Leone was the hub of free British West Africa. Now we are the administrative hub.
So what do you go say about the Kono people then?
The Kono people themselves that kind of come out Guinea and Liberia, Kaisai. They are not original. Even it's what happened. So let me expand how we turn so. You understand? Now when the British people and find out, say during the French Revolution, they spent too much money on the French Revolution, and there was a confrontation between the French and the British and the North. Maybe the less to not expand Sierra Leone, big past South Sierra Leone. So It is because they don't spend a lot of money during this French Revolution. You understand? You see, that Napoleonic War, it cost a lot of money to Britain. You understand? Let me Salon not expand. Salon just live small, so Kekte. You understand? You see,
But
Freetown.
Salon be big person. Now wouldn't be the kind encroach or now so we be the normal.
No, Salon will be fast. So now expand, Salon expand. Now expand.
Oh,
We begin the time.
So be small person.
Yes, now put on for them in the first. The beginning of science kitties they go up line. Science kitties they go up line.
Okay.
Science kitties they expand. It's science kitties. You understand? You see, the American War of Independence and after the American War of Independence in America, then after the American Civil War, then you get the Napoleonic War. Britain they spend a lot of money. We get a effect on the exchequer, the treasury. So they decide for not for expand Sierra Leone more than outside in this room.
Oh.
Because during that time, there was a problem in Sudan between Governor Jardine and a man called Al Mahdi. Governor Godin and Al Mahdi. We call Al Mahdi the Anglo-British Sudanese War. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
In Mahdia, so they call that. So all the British they get involved with all the war and so they decided for expand Sierra Leone because you understand, and because then again it made them back with the resist them, so they go for sign treaties.
So how Pedro da Sintra can inside Salon history?
Pedro da Sintra is a Portuguese. They said I fence Sierra Leone. Now I'm the president Sierra Leone. Me right now, so by people call Sierra Leone. Because the president is Sierra. Now Sierra, the word is Sierra is a Spanish word of mountain. The Leone lion. It came to Sierra Leone during the rainy season. And when it came to Sierra Leone during the rainy season, it was thunder. There was a lot of thunder up the mountain. And when you see the mountain, the shape of the mountains, like the back of the mount of a lion, and then you call it Sierra Lion Mountain. Because
but it's all of West Africa, inhabitants can be already in the ground.
Yes, the locals were there.
Okay.
The western area, the locals were there. There was nothing like Tiffany's. That was 1662, 1664. Or 1462, sorry, 1462.
So what's the difference with being a republic and gaining independence?
You see, when we are independent, we will get under the sovereignty of the Queen, and we laws they under the Privy Council and the British government. You know, so we get independence, we get the republic, we come under the umbrella of the Queen of England.
Okay.
So what we do by ourselves. We do by ourselves. When we get independent, now we get a governor general, when they represent the Queen of Sierra Leone. We get independent, we got republic, the governor general for left. We not get the governor general again. We not get no representative the Queen. Because I remember coming up, there was a murder trial, we would call it the Brookfield Stadium murder, where the Privy Council, let me go for pardon the Bobo them. The full Bobo them will be committed the murder. You understand?
Okay.
The Privy Council, like the High Court.
So
the Queen.
What you know about Yenga between Salon and Guinea?
Well, that land, if you look at the Sierra Leone history and the land, that land belongs to Sierra Leone. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Now, so can't dodgy games. Now happen, but the Apple is the way they allow the man because the back of the people like us na Guinea, the frontier of the yard us the frontier like Sierra Leone. But they allow the Guinea man to come inside. They can suffer. They can claim that the swamp. Then go build them place like Mafongbo and Mafengbe and down and Mowaf. That's so that illegal settlement. They take over the land. The Guinea man take over the land. but actually that land belongs to Sierra Leone. You got the land of demarcation. You understand? When we don't down the crown survey land like map day, the crown map day, which shows say Yanga belongs to Sierra Leone. It doesn't belong to Guinea. You see,
Salome
but the
get
people in
any
the
name before Pedro da Cintra call him Sierra Leone?
well, I don't know much. I don't know about that name, but we know say the man they call Sierra Leone
Okay.
Wool camp.
Welcome.
You understand?
Okay, yeah.
Yes, but the which man them buy up to Songo for the Creoles them. We call
Okay.
them colony. And the boundary of the colony that Songo is been there. So when people talk say, I want to talk the other day, let's look at that. Let go look through, let go the ordinance survey, let read the Sierra Leone history. Now I make so when the Creole them in no say with one of them elect them, then write the settlers union right to the British government, let it help them for let them make Freetown up to Songo, like how they make Hong Kong.
Okay.
When they give Freetown the colony autonomy. Because the Sierra Leone, we have two colonies in Sierra Leone. You have Port Chabro, when I'm a colony, which is the colony of the Medina Bon Chabro, and the Freetown Peninsula, which is when I'm a colony. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
If you go now about Island now, you will see some churches then they did, and clock tower then they did something like, and the host when they did Freetown, some of them did it. Because my grand uncle worked there as a produced by an agent that bond. You see, people in the talk say this and that. The land was bought. Also, they go and take the land. The land was bought from the chief, Nimbana, King Tom, and King Maru, Nakoya.
But
Yeah.
right now, I don't know if the rural districts, I think that the rural district called Bate Songo, when I pass around the peninsula.
Yes. Samuel Tom, Tutego Songo, all place and day.
Yes.
But what happen? After the Civil War, people they come up, they grab land. Which my family so felt become a victim of land grabbing, then grab with property them. So just left. You understand? We woke up, people left come back because at the end of the day, when you talk to people, they come up with cutlass and axe, begin Freetown. In Freetown, we have nothing like community land in Freetown. There's nothing like community land in Freetown. People are canceling their community land. So I don't know, Freetown community land, or upland get community land because upland the land belongs to the chief. But one of the things we make Salona develop so they like a today, and the land tenure system. Now
Because
make
that
people
one,
to go
say,
upland.
waiting be happen, waiting the white people and do then say for make Freetown like Hong Kong, waiting be happen, then do one.
They don't agree. Now make Freetown deteriorate so. They don't agree because they don't agree. They say
Because
the
of the
Creoles
Creole not be the Yeri then word.
yeah, they say the Creoles are a bunch of troublemakers. You understand me? So then we they call divide and rule. They try to merge the colony and the protectorate. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
When they merge the colonial people and the protectorate, that's a long kaput.
Okay. So outside the Maroons
Because
then come inside.
okay. That's in Sierra Leone, the Creoles they are the part of the Creoles. The Creoles are five. Yeah, there are 5 people that make the Creole tribe.
Okay.
5 people that make the Creole tribe. You got the Maroons, you got the early settlers, you got the later settlers, you got the captives, you got the people that were going to meet the land, which have joined the Creole or talk to Creole. The captives never went as slaves. But the early settlers and the later settlers and the Maroons came from America and Britain. In Britain, we close the way come on at Britain, they carried a 400 gold with some 40 white garage girl. Then go salon. So not able to bear the weather some die. The early settlers Yes, that Freetown did. If all the settlers, a lot of people survived, they were attacked by the locals. They made the British government, Sierra Leone company go sign treaty with the chiefs them for many of the people they get it, they go back, they get them build a garrison. Who's they call garrison? They all like for taunting and then make that place in the all for protect the Creoles them and the settlers. You understand? The captives are the one that when they catch out at the high sea. When they bring them kind of they left on Aberdeen, they left on Hastings and Waterloo. So when they pull like about Hastings and Waterloo, they fight against themselves. And then bringing them pull like about they can't find a ticket, they put them kind of obey. You
So
understand?
how can Jimmy come inside?
King Jimmy, he was another one of the chieftain. He was like a subordinate chief. He was that powerful chief like a King Tom and King Nambina.
Okay.
You see, when the captives they actually come, they begin to spread along the peninsula. They walk up by foot and with the missionaries them. So they go in and begin build villages them like a Godrich, Ogufam, Hamilton, Sussex. Most of them Hamilton them then they and then they come out from Britain because what happened after the slavery, after they long free the slaves in England, there were a lot of people, the black poor.
Because now that I'm going to ask you, then be they take slave na saloon?
Yes, of course.
So under the tell the Bulon then be they?
Yes. Bonds Island, then they go to the inland. The Bonds Island was one of the slavery fort where Salon governor left to take the place don't deteriorate. So even that King Jimmy they said, all the also they be that big police day.
Yes.
Big who call a big police.
The place dirty and you're not fine for looks.
Now, well, all that mean slave.
Yeah. I've seen that
prison. And they when he tied that the ship they can closer, then they pass the slave and go for inside the ship. When they take big police, so when they go you see the place that place they go right down to go down Kijimi. You see, but people you see, and then you get governor step. That governor step day, and that government will have step day. Mm-hmm. When I go there last time, I was so disappointed. That place was very clean. I go and see grass don't go up that place there because, oh my God. You see, as they talk, you want guy they talk. What would they come up in those days? What would company when they come up upline, when those affluent chief picking the car school at Freetown, when they go upline back for Christmas and with you the jealous them. When you go to train station or water, you see them, they glad you say you get that nostalgic feeling, say, hey, laugh and go upline or this and that. Because when they come, they bring all kinds of story, tell you how them go, how they accept how them papa and this and that, that train when they go upline. You see, and the best time we put them the travel go upline, that Christmas time, like how Christmas they can store. Oh, when they come with all kind of nice story. You go watch it on here and then for them they tell you how the people like check the upline when they this that.
So, so Una and Freetown be they admire the one they would come under the provinces scam.
When they go, because when they travel, people they travel as also. When they go, so I okay, they enjoy it when they travel. Go apply. My uncle studied at CKC and open CKC school. When my uncle came England for 1950, tell them not here. We don't know what we are about. You understand?
Mm-hmm. The Creole within a saloon and the Akudem na the Gambia. Any relation there?
Yes, because me papa na Gambia, me papa born.
Okay.
Me papa na Gambia, me papa born, me papa I get uncle, I get brother, I get consider all the Gambia and the Gambia. You see, Salon and Gambia were like in Gambia, like Salon is small brother.
Okay. Una be come up. Una remember any kind of animal like elephant, lion, and all those things that will be ever get in a salon?
You know one band they call Super Combo Kings.
Mm-hmm.
The man when we get up, they call her Sami Kobasi.
Okay.
Elephant na kill na bo. He may kill elephant. He go challenge the elephant. Attrape l'elephant, attrape para. Kill her. Then tell the elephant me dey na salon. Elephant me dey na salon. One man me dey call Mr. Louis. When I'm on Timana Kisi. I mean, you go kill leopard up na regent of the mountain, up the mountain. This mountain. You know, you see this particular mountain. This mountain is so Sugarloaf Mountain was a very thick mountain, very thick mountain. You know, so I mean, when I scout would go hiking, I can pass we go from Mac we live for way back. I mean, thick mountain. People don't the forest too. I mean, thick mountain. When they pass first step, when they pass that black hole, where they go, then Kissy Wellington. That Kissy book, water they cascade down the mountain. Clean white water, so water can look fresh. So they make this up. You know what I mean? I don't know if you go up with that water there. Now, unless I don't see one water na black na Kissy book.
Yeah, Kissy
yes.
book.
Yeah. Water in the kind of people water.
Yeah.
You understand? Find water, clean water. You play the find for the drink yourself. And what people do with water and the one Renault. And the one Renault tell you with water side. You understand? You know? I agree with one the other guy they talk about with it. You see, devil will you see what happened in Sierra Leone now? People that I don't know this religion. I mean, for me, England, I got a mixed feeling about religion. You understand? Because more of the Muslim religion and they mix religion and I don't know, and culture. They secret with culture. So with culture na devilism and which part make the religion go be put aside. When you call a house for them go church, you go see the church chef so black man inside. Then they na park they play football. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
They say for pull lantern, pull a culture, there's not devilism and that devilish thing. For pull devil, there's that devilish. Not past time. So when they pull not to get carnival in England, a devilish thing. I think I say people they've been blackmailed and brainwashed by this religious council and all that. You understand me? Now Africa, nobody will see people and come and ask get to millionaire. All they change from Muslim to Christian to pastor. They talk to millionaire, they get jets, they this and that. No. You understand? And it's always say towards religion, they poverty boku. Any country we say religion, and they poverty boku. Because they impoverish the poor for them and talk to rich man. You will see man most of them pastor in Nigeria, most of them come from a Muslim background. They all get 2 jet, private jet. When Jesus Christ be the preach, we go with the jet. When Muhammad be the fly with jet. So people let them brainwash people. They really brainwash people. You see, it's let we live with culture, let the culture flow. Let people learn about Sierra Leone culture.
What's in our culture? If you want for explain to we now,
we got with lantern. We got with Sierra Leone. We'll go up with lantern. We meet with devil. You understand me? You got all the lay devil where the way you come like Paddle, Bloody Mary, Texas. You understand me? Firestone, none of the lay. You got the other one where na them Ogugu, Ogunugunu, and other one. They're called part of the culture. That not mean to say na paganism. That means to say it against na Agam. But when people like can't tell you that it's not Agam, but Bandam, na bad thing. It's rubbish. When you can England, you see man that's not to ligate. Like Brazil, the Brazil festival, 1 week they take. You understand? There's not paganism, and nobody know the way religious like the Brazilians. Nobody know religious like the Brazilians. You understand? But what you make when you talk, you got a few people that way talk say, we just come up with ideas in a paganism, a devilish business, but body worship. It's not right. We talk about same Sierra Leone. Sierra Leoneans, you see, when the Creoles went to Sierra Leone, they went there with the culture, women in the West, when they come a slot. When people were doing the slavery time at South Carolina in England, then be close to the dragon had gone. You understand? And some way the art. That the go the younger way that dandy. In the people from the provinces, the command them because they call Timberley and Lapa. And I remember when I was coming up, the local, there's some people away were very docile, they don't like blabber, and the Limba man. The Limba man, he make in palm wine business. The local man in the pan, he said palm wine, he can come Kongoma. Every holiday time, they get holiday time like Christmas or Easter, most of Christmas. You go, you read the past every time they play the Kongoma, they dance, they group the dance. To party, no man there, oh, no man there, we all about to man. You understand with all that, the girl and the foot are gone, check. We were so happy we go also to over and they watch them. You know, was that very nice? You cannot the country we say then culture then are paganism, a devilish business. So when you go holiday, you think, why are you talking about Yamasuga? What would you do put the Yamasuga? Kofufu Aluama? If na penny said, no, they again. Can't go sing itself and not say that again. Eh? Now I see, why I go back and say that they make Judas a little bit. Kite self and kite self, people don't remember kite together.
Yes, kite self don't go down.
I'm telling you this. That's what I pay. I don't understand. What's kind of religious? It's like this is the thing because they create a case between Imam Bashara and Sheikh Jibril. You see, you can't, you know, this is some religion people allow for modernize some religion. Waiting for modernize religion, a problem you get. You see, taking the change. Let me look at Sierra Leone and say Sierra Leone. Most of these religious council people, they're very selfish. You know? As I'll tell you back again, the Sierra Leone population, it boomed after the Civil War. And when it boomed after the Civil War, the future becomes overpopulated. First time, we get affluent area in Freetown. As I've been telling you before. What would they call that Brookfield and New England village was occupied by expatriates of civil servants and up that New Englandville. When you go to that New England village, illustration, when you go illustration in those days, as you reach yourself, you see the difference in class. I see the host themselves, I see people like myself, you understand? All the hosts were like identical, like I did in England. I would say England, when you come on England, when you come on like Birmingham, you go to Manchester, the same place. When you go to Manchester, you go Nottingham, all the hosts, all FIBA. You understand? So put them in a go the time. Now you go to now man build 8 story house there, or man build Pambodi Yanga, but if the Sierra Leone is not planned. You understand? There's no affluent area anymore in Sierra Leone. In days going to Normally Beach, we be what we call three hill. When I got up, 3 hill for going for Normally Beach. First of all, Normally Beach takes that far away. You understand? Sierra Leone just deteriorate. Sierra Leone really deteriorate. And I blame the administrators then. You understand? You know, as I've been telling you before last time, say in our time coming up, there was a law of Freetown City Council will be forbid you for rear goat or sheep or fowl between Kuru Cross to Upgun or Og. I mean, go to Sierra Leone inside Court Hospital. I see Og the pass inside Court Hospital. I don't believe. You know, so I don't deteriorate, really deteriorate. Put on deteriorate. You see, the Whitman and members are the people that they do. When they pass law, not from people from Freetown, not for buy land upline, not for people from Freetown no more. Every when you have foreigners, if you didn't buy land upline, and the chief get the land. So that means upline not develop. Actually, talk all the list the one the last week. Trade fear. It's really we get paint factory, we get suitcase factory, we get umbrella factory, we get clothes factory. You understand me? You understand? We get Coca-Cola vinegar factory, we get Seven factory. All those factories have closed down. What happened? Oh, most of them they not begin to close before the Civil War. Natural factory, everything. That was little industrial area. The people don't go grab land, grab. Oh my God! You see, I remember coming up. that area they after the Wellington go to Calabar town. The only person in Tapley that can everywhere. And that's when they sell land, they told them the owns for land, for part of town lot. By the way, can they calling people them come up market put local and market for can buy land, they can buy land in that area then they. And then my father had about 10 acre land just behind SLPMB. When they got way about my guys that would buy land and Dr. Bolebo that would get land and they.
George, I want me to cut him now. Make we cut now. We go continue and back next week. Because,
no problem.
Yes, we want join we partner station for this fire
Okay.
will happen at PMB.
Yeah,
make we
so
just
I
cut
see him.
now.
I see him.
Yes.
Okay.
Make we
Okay.
will continue
Anyway,
back next week, sir.
Okay, thanks for having me.
Thank
I'm
you very
always
much.
available for you.
All right,
okay.
sir. Thank you.
Well, stay blessed.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Famblem, we dey cut this stream right now and we dey come back live. It's disturbing to see if you not get strong at. I not go advise you for watch, but if you feel say you get strong mind for watch, you go able for watch. Yeah. We dey end this one now. They will come back live with waiting happen na PMB. But it's disturbing. I want to make you know that. It's very, very disturbing. We dey end this and we come right back live.